Toronto Blue Jays baseball. The Blue Jays taking on the St. Louis Cardinals to start a new season. Kevin Gausman on the mound here tonight for the Blue Jays. He'll be taking on Eric Fetty and the St. Louis Cardinals here this afternoon. So we hope you're ready, and we hope you're ready to get it started, because we are, and we're about to get underway here tonight. As here comes the opening pitch of the night. Yeah, here we go to start off a new season. The Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals. For anyone who is interested, we are here, you are here, and we're ready to get started. Well, this is going to be a fun one, that's for sure, as the Cardinals and Blue Jays, always a great matchup. And there's going to be a pitch violation against the Blue Jays to start this one. So 1-0 is the count. Here's the pitch from Gausman. Swinging a ground ball, that's going to get through to center for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for the St. Louis Cardinals on a 1-0 count to start a new season. Batting second for the Cardinals after a leadoff single by Brandon Donovan is Alec Burleson. The pitch in there for a strike. Well, you can see that Burleson a little bit fooled, but just trying to see what was there as he gets ready for the next one here. Pitch from Gausman. That's in there for strike two. Burleson watching two now. And this is where you got to get into a swing, because you never know what Gausman's going to throw. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul back into the seats in left field. 0-2 the count. A man at first. Nobody out. The pitch. Got him. Down goes Alec Burleson, the first strikeout of the season. And that is how first strikeout will be recorded this year from the Toronto Blue Jays. As here's Paul Goldschmidt, always dangerous standing in. Swinging a foul off, 0-1 the count. Goldschmidt has great success against Gausman in his career as he fouls one back. He's behind 0-2. Cardinals have a man at first. One out, the pitch. In there! Back-to-back strikeouts for Kevin Gausman after a leadoff single. And there's two outs in the inning. The batter is Lars Nootbaar. They just got him back in. He's been power since his return in spring training as he fouls one into the seats, 0-1. Gausman trying to get some swing and miss again as this one down and away, but it's chased 0-2. Blue Jays trying to get their men off the field and to the plate. Here's the pitch. Got him! Caught him on the corner. Down goes Nootbaar. A leadoff single. It's led off stranded. And the Cardinals strike out 3 times in the inning. They leave the leadoff single aboard. The Blue Jays coming up. Welcome into the home first. The Blue Jays batting for the first time this year. Here comes the pitch to George Springer, who will lead it off for the Blue Jays. Eric Fetty nods. He's ready to go, and here comes the first pitch of the year. And it's in there. It just catches the top of the zone for strike one as Springer watches. Eric Fetty happy to start his night off with a strike. Here's the pitch. Just catching the bottom corner, and it's 0-2. Painting the zone so far here. Yeah, exactly what you want to see from Eric Fetty, trying to fool these hitters early. The Blue Jays, a team of power, but down goes Springer. A leadoff strikeout as Springer watches 3 straight strikes. 2 on the corner and 1 up the middle. Here is Nathan Lucas. The pitch in there for a strike.
0-1.
So 4 straight strikes to start the afternoon for Eric Fetty. The Blue Jay hitters looking to be going with the patient approach, but it's not doing so well. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Lucas behind, 0-2. This is a special 2 a.m. start. Here it comes. Got him. Down goes Nathan Lucas on strikes. 2 down in the inning, both on Ks. And batting third is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And this is trouble standing in. It's the first one high, but it catches the top of the zone for a strike. And if you're with us, we hope you're enjoying it. Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals in game one of a new season. And that one just caught in the corner for strike two. If you're the Blue Jays, you just cannot be watching these pitches. Here comes, swinging a foul off by Guerrero. And that's what you want to see. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Guerrero Jr. And the Blue Jays down on strikeouts. Both pitchers recording 3 in the first inning. We go to the second, 0-0 here in Rogers Center. Welcome into the top half of the second. Matt Carpenter will lead it off for the St. Louis Cardinals. And if you're with us in this special 2 a.m. start, it is 0-0 through the first inning. Both pitchers with already 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch from Gausman. Swing and a high drive to deep right. Barger going back to the track, but he's under it with room for the first out. Some great contact there from the Cards, but it just missed. Batting now is Jordan Walker, and this guy has trouble at its highest standard as he has great power if given the right pitch. Here it comes from Gausman. Swing and a hit to center. That's down, a base hit. Second hit of the night for the Cardinals. It's their second single of the contest. And a 1-out single to lead off the top half of the second. Batting now for the Cardinals is Thomas Sajaci. A man at first and 1 out. The pitch from Kevin Gausman. Swinging a ground ball to third. Quase bobbles it, and the runner will make it the first in time. It will be an error. At E5, the first error of the season committed by the Blue Jays, and the Cardinals have 2 on here in the first with 1 out for Pedro Paez. Again, great power standing at the plate here for the Cardinals. A great opportunity to take advantage of early here from Toronto in this sold-out crowd. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball, but that's foul of the first base side. 0-1. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch. Swing, and that is fouled into right field. 0-2 from Gausman. Got him! Down goes Paez looking. And if you're the Cardinals, you don't want to be watching those. It was right up the middle with 2 on. He watches strike 3. It's the 4th strikeout of the night for Kevin Gausman, and there's 2 out in the inning. Cardinals will still look to preserve this opportunity as Jose Fermin stepping in. Always deadly. Swing and a foul. That's actually going towards right field. Barger has it. And that will end the inning. St. Louis Cardinals get 2 on base, but can't come through. Blue Jays coming up. It's 0-0 going bottom 2. Welcome into the home second. Ernie Clement to lead it off for the Toronto Blue Jays as they look for their first hit of this new season. Here it comes from Fetty. Clement squares, popped in the air. Easy first out. As right there was Carpenter. 4 up, 4 down to start the season for Eric Fetty. Batting now for the Toronto Blue Jays, Davis Schneider. You got to be careful where you pitch this guy if you're Eric Fetty. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a ground ball, foul of the third base side. 0-1 on Davis Schneider. Ready again from Fetty. And Schneider got some bat on that, but it's into the seats and left the foul ball. 0-2. So 1 out in the inning. Schneider behind 0-2. The pitch. Got him! Just caught the corner, and Davis Schneider watches strike 3. That's K number 4 for Eric Fetty as the 2 pitchers stay hot early in the strikeout department. Here's Addison Barger. Squares and gets it down, but it's foul on the first base side. 0-1. Almost through 2 innings already in this season opener between the Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals. No score. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Barger behind 0-2. First at bat for him this year. Gonna have to be safe with it this time as he's behind 0-2. He'll square. Gets this one, but it's right to the pitcher. And the throw is not in time. Addison Barger legs it out for the first base hit of the year for Toronto. It's a 2-out infield single, and the Blue Jays have life here in the bottom of the second. Inning still alive, and here is Jonathan Clase. The pitch. Clase hits that on a rocket, but it's over the first baseman's head and into the seats. 0-1 the count. Blue Jays with a man on. And here's the pitch. And stealing is Barger. The throw doesn't get him. Addison Barger steals second base. It's the first steal of the year for the Toronto Blue Jays. And a man in scoring position now. But the count 0-2. Here again to Jonathan Clase. Blue Jays with a man in scoring position. The pitch. Swing and a foul by Clase. It stays 0-2. Ready again from Eric Fetty. Squaring is Clase. Popped right to the catcher. The throw on the first. Not in time. Blue Jays have first and third with 2 outs. And just like the Cardinals had 2 on in their top of the inning, now the Blue Jays do for Joey Loperfido. Batted .217 last season. And he swings through that one for strike 1. Eric Fetty and the Cardinals trying to get out of a jam here in the second inning. No score. Here comes the pitch. And now he'll square, gets it down, right to the pitcher on the first, and that will strand 2 for the Blue Jays. A soft, weak ground ball, and we are 0-0, end of 2 here in Rogers Center. Welcome into the top half of the third. Brendan Donovan to lead it off for the Cardinals against Kevin Gausman. He's 1 for 1. Takes the first pitch strike. Singled his first time. And Gausman ready again. He deals. Swinging foul the third base side. Here's the pitch. Hit to center. That's down a base hit. Brendan Donovan 2 for 2 today. It's his second leadoff single, and this one comes in the top half of the third. Exactly what you want to see if you're the St. Louis Cardinals. Here we go. Here's Alec Burleson with a man on and nobody out. He'll take a first pitch strike. Kevin Gausman looking sharp in the early going here. He has had a lot of base traffic early in this one, but so far holding his own, and they're looking for a pitch here, and now they're going to get it. Here it comes. In there for a strike. If you're the Cardinals, you don't want to watch those, especially if you're Alec Burleson. Leadoff hit. Don't want to strand. The pitch. Ground ball. Schneider needs to make a play. Throw to second is in time. Back to first. Not in time, but they do get the lead runner. The Blue Jays just missed turning their first double play of the year. It's a fielder's choice. And Burleson reaches first with 1 out now for Paul Goldschmidt. The pitch from Gausman. Swinging a foul off by Goldschmidt. 0-1 the count. Gausman ready to square again. And they're waiting now. They got the signal. Here it comes. Ground ball. Here's the double play. Schneider on to second for 1. Clement on to first for 2. It's a double play. And the Blue Jays escape the third inning. They just failed to collect a double play on the first hit, but they do on this one, and they're out of trouble. They come up bottom 3. It's scoreless here in Toronto. Welcome into the home half of the third. Alejandro Kirk batting in the 9th spot. He'll lead off the home third for the Blue Jays. The pitch from Fetty. And Kirk hits that on a line, but it's right to left field. Out is Alejandro Kirk to start off the home third. You can see that Newbar saw it all the way. Here's George Springer. So now Springer will look to make contact. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch. He'll square. Gets it down, but it's right down the line. Careful, he'll be tagged out. 2 away. And 2 quick outs here in the home third in a quiet 2 a.m. game. Batting now is Nathan Lucas. Here comes the pitch from Fetty. Now Lucas will get it in the air, but that's right to the first baseman, and that will end the side. The Blue Jays go in order. We go to the fourth. It's 0-0 here from Rogers Center. Welcome into the top half of the fourth. Leading it off will be Lars Newbar as they look to see his power to start this season, as we still have zeros on the board. Swing and a pop-up to left field. Infield, it's Ernie Clement. He'll make the play for the first out. Now at shortstop, as Bo Bichette was signed by the Mets earlier this year. Here comes the pitch to Matt Carpenter. Swinging a foul back into the seats. 0-1. Gosman waiting for the signal. And he'll get it now. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Guerrero with the play. He'll have to be quick on to first. And they do make the play for the second out. Batting now for the Cardinals. Always trouble. It's Jordan Walker. As they await the signal here. Here's the pitch. Swinging a pop-up. Davis Schneider is under it. And it's going to get over his head and drop. Into second, but they catch him. And out is Walker. The Blue Jays couldn't find it for the night sky. It gave them some trouble, but they tagged Walker trying to steal second on it. And that ends the inning. Blue Jays coming up, bottom 4. It's 0-0. Welcome into the home fourth. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to lead it off for the Blue Jays. The pitch. Guerrero right to third base. The play is made by Fermin for the first out. Guerrero got great contact on it, but it's hit right at the third baseman and 1 away. Pretty play here for Fermin. That's right at him, and he's going to make that play 10 out of 10 times. Here is Ernie Clement. And Clement drives it to left, down a base hit. He'll have to be quick if he wants second. The throw on to second, not in time. Ernie Clement reaches with the first Blue Jay extra base hit of the year. It's a 1-out double here in the home fourth. Nice piece of hitting here for Ernie Clement. And you want that with Davis Schneider coming up. Schneider, at the very least, has to advance him. This is popped to third, and that's not going to do much as there's 2 away. A failed attempt, but here comes Addison Barger. 0-0, bottom 4, game 1 of the year for both these clubs. The pitch. That is drilled right to first, and Barger gets robbed of an extra base RBI. 2 lineouts in the inning, and the Cardinals get out of the inning without trouble. 0-0, we go to the 5th.
Leading off the St. Louis, the shortstop, Thomas Sedzinski.
Here we go. The pitch to Thomas Sedzinski. In there for a strike. Both these pitchers have been rock solid. We're through 4 innings already. No score. The hits are 4-3 Cardinals in the game as it's fouled back. Well, you have to know what's on the line here for both these clubs. No score, but someone has to break through eventually. In there! Thomas and JC watches strike 3. It's the 3rd strikeout lookout for the Cardinals in the game. And I'll tell you one thing, coach is not going to be happy. You at least want to go down swinging, not watching. The Cardinals, for the third time today, go down on watching. As the first pitch strike to Pajes. As they await the signal, they have it. Here's the pitch from Gausman. In there. Pajes behind 0-2. If you're the Cardinals, you just can't keep watching these pitches. You got to find a way to attack. Here it comes. In there. Another watcher. Down goes Pajes. 6 strikeouts on the afternoon for Gausman and 2 down for the Cardinals here in the top of the 5th. Batting now for the Cardinals, Jose Fermin. As he takes a low but first pitch strike. Flew out back in the second. He's 0 for 1 in the game. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 5th. Ready again from Gausman. He deals. Ground ball. Clement has to make a play. The throw is not going to be in time. Is legging it out for a base hit is Jose Fermin. Yeah, he can run down the line, and he showed his speed there. And the Cardinals still have life here in the top of the 5th. And Brandon Donovan, who's already 2 for 2, has an RBI opportunity. The pitch. Swing hit to center. Nathan Lucas is running in. It's a long run, but he's going to get there. And the Cardinals strand another. Blue Jays coming up 0-0. We go bottom 5. Welcome into the home 5th. Blue Jays send Jonathan Clase. 7, 8, and 9 hitters to the plate here in the home 5th. Here's a pop-up right to the catcher. Down it drops, and he's going to make it. Clase just legs it out. The Blue Jays with their second infield hit, their third infield hit of the game. And a man at first with nobody out here to start the home 5th. Batting for the Blue Jays, Joey Loperfido. Here comes, and here they go again. This one's down. It's right to the pitcher, though, for the first out. See the Blue Jays trying to play small ball. Nothing wrong with that, but you want to try to advance the runner. And that did not do the trick. Here's Alejandro Kirk. He lined out back in the 3rd inning. Had great contact, but just didn't get over the left fielder's head. As here comes the pitch from Fetty. Swinging a ground ball, just fouled the third base side. Looks like the Cardinals are trying to play him for the double play. Here's the pitch from Fetty. Kirk, line to left again, but this one down a base hit. And the Blue Jays have 2 on here in the home 5th as they look to score the first run of 2026. You can see Kirk trying to get this crowd going. Just a contact single into left field. And the Blue Jays and their fans like that, because here comes Springer with 2 on. Here's the pitch from Eric Fetty. Trouble standing in, and Springer drives it to center field. Going back, it's off the wall. And it's going to have to be played as the bases are loaded. They weren't sure if it was going to be caught or get out. But George Springer has loaded the bases for the Blue Jays with 1 out in the inning. And this is just a perfect piece of hitting for Springer. Again, you don't know where this ball is going to go, so you have to at least be safe instead of send a runner with the risk he'll be thrown out. Here's Nathan Lucas. Hasn't done a lot of damage in his career, but this would be a great chance to do some here. The pitch. Lucas drive. Deep right. Going back. Gone! Grand slam! Nathan Lucas. It's his first grand slam of his career. And the Blue Jays blow it open here in the bottom of the 5th. 4-0. So first career grand slam here for Nathan Lucas. 370 feet off the bat, 106 miles per hour. And the Blue Jays with a 4-0 lead. And now here's Guerrero. as he lines it over the head of the third baseman, down a base hit. He'll have to be quick going to second. The throw is coming, and he's behind between first and second. They are going to run him down and tag him out for the second out of the inning. The batter is Ernie Clement. Here's the pitch. Clement gets it, but it's right to the first baseman, and that will finally end a long inning for the St. Louis Cardinals. Nathan Lucas nowhere to put him, but bring him home, and that indeed he did. His first Major League Grand Slam has the Blue Jays up 4, end of 5.
Leading off for St. Louis.
Welcome into the top of the 6th, Alec Burleson to lead it off for the Cardinals. In game 1 of this new season, Kevin Gausman has been lights out. As this game was 0-0 for the longest time, but finally a dent in the scoreboard, and it favors the home side. The pitch in there, Burleson watching strike 2, and Kevin Gausman just keeps on unloading on strikes right here. Ready again to Burleson, the pitch fouled back. The 2-strike approach to stay alive. Ready again, this one line to right field, but foul. Great contact, but nothing comes from it. Now a foul. Into foul territory, Jonathan Clase going towards the seats. He'll make the play. 1 away here in the top half of the 6th. Batting now for the St. Louis Cardinals, Paul Goldschmidt. Ready from Kevin Gausman, the pitch. Fouled into the seats. 0-1. Toronto Blue Jays got to be happy with their efforts so far in this game. Swinging a high drive, but Addison Barger will back up just shallow of the track and right for the second out, 2 down. The Blue Jays had bases loaded with 1 out, and Nathan Lucas unloaded those bases with a grand slam. And it has the Blue Jays up 4-0 here in the 6th inning. The pitch to Newpar. Swinging a foul, 0-1. Ready again. This is drilled to right field, but back into the seats. It's foul. And Lars Newpar showing off the power we spoke about. Here it comes. Fouled again. Kevin Gausman at this rate is going to pitch a full game. No one is getting to him. Here it comes, and another foul up. Newpar just trying to get his count up. He's doing that as here comes another foul up. Great battle here at the plate for Lars Newpar against Kevin Gausman. 0-2 stays. The pitch. Ground ball through a base hit. Lars Newpar said, I'm not getting out that easily. As he records his second hit of the afternoon. And the Cardinals have a man on with 2 out. The pitch to Matt Carpenter. Swinging a foul off, 0-1 the count. Got to find a way to put a dent into the scoreboard if you're the Cardinals here, down by 4. Swing and a ground ball, foul the third base side. He's behind 0-2. Gausman will try to finish the inning here. The pitch. And another foul off by Carpenter as the Cardinal hitters being a little bit feisty here in the top half of the 6th. The pitch. Got him! Carpenter watches that one come in and catch the top of the zone. And the Cardinals leave yet another man stranded. 6 hits in the game with no runs to show for it. Blue Jays with 5 runs on 8 hits. We go bottom 6, 4-0 Blue Jays. Ryan Fernandez as the Blue Jays enter the bullpen era of the game. It'll be the first time this season the Cardinals have to go to the bullpen as their starter out after giving up a grand slam and 8 hits in the contest. Eric Fetty had high hopes coming into this game, and he was doing just as good as Gausman, pitch for pitch, out for out. But the Blue Jays came out on top with 1 swing. Here's the pitch. Schneider gets that down. It's right to the baseman on to first. Stepping on the bag in time is Fernandez for the first out. You can see the fans don't like it, but that was definitely an out. The batter now is Addison Barger. He's singled back in the second. He's 1 for 2. The pitch from Ryan Fernandez. Swing and a miss. Addison Barger thought he had a meatball, but he swung through it, and he's behind 0-1. Cardinals have someone warming up in case, as here comes the pitch to Barger. Swing and a miss. Another good-looking one that he can't hold off on. 0-2. Fernandez, 1 out in the inning. 3 pitches thrown. The pitch. Got him. Down goes Barger on strikes. He was swinging at everything he saw. And that's at least something to be happy about, is going down swinging instead of watching. Something that the Cardinals have faced all too often here today is going down on watching strikes. The Blue Jays have been going down on swinging at least. Look at that. Nowhere close. That pitch fools them. It's a cutter 4 inches, the break of that pitch. And that's why it fools Addison Barger. The pitch to Clase. As that one fouled off, 0-1. So Blue Jays with a 4-0 lead. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. If you're with us here, it is currently almost 3 a.m. Here comes the pitch. And Clase pops it, but it's foul. 0-2, and we saw a little bit of moonwalk there from the third baseman coach of the Blue Jays. The pitch. Got him! Down goes Jonathan Clase. It's the 2nd strikeout of the night for Ryan Fernandez, and he gets out of the inning clean. The Jays go in order. We head to the 7th, 4-0 Toronto. Welcome into the top half of the 7th. Jordan Walker to lead it off as he'll face Gosman for a 3rd time. He's 2 for 2 against them today. The pitch. Swinging a foul back into the seats. 0-1. Cardinals still yet to put a dent on the scoreboard here. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball. Schneider on the run. He'll get there. The throw on the first. Not in time. It looked awfully close. Will the Blue Jays challenge? They will not. Too close. And they're going to prevent a challenge here. Here's a swing and a high drive to left field as Thomas Sajaci got under that one, but it's fouled back and left. So the leadoff man aboard, Walker 3 for 3 in the game with 3 hits. And the Cardinals have another opportunity with the leadoff man aboard. The pitch. In there, Sajaci watching strike 2. And again, if you're the Cardinals, you cannot watch pitches against Kevin Gosman. Swinging a ground ball, that gets through a base hit. Barger misplays it, and Walker on his way to 3rd. 1st and 3rd, the Cardinals have something brewing here in the 7th. Back-to-back singles, and damage on the way as Gosman has already gone 6 innings. 8 hits allowed, but no runs scored, and 7 strikeouts. But 1st and 3rd here, a little bit of a sticky situation. All it takes is 1 swing, and this will get real interesting. Pedro Paez, the batter, and Kevin Gosman will stay to face him. The Blue Jays looking for a strikeout. The pitch. Swinging a line ball to left. All the way back. It is off the top of the wall. 1 will score. The 2nd run will score. Paez stops at 2nd. It's a bases clearing double. And the Cardinals have cut the lead in half here in the 7th. It's 4-2. This is just a well-placed hit by Pedro Paez, and we have mentioned all it takes is 1 swing, and this game will get interesting, and now it has at 4-2. Here comes the pitch to Jose Fermin. Swinging a ground ball, and Guerrero will play it on the hop at 1st. He'll step on the bag for the 1st out, but the runner advances to 3rd. And all the Cardinals need is a sac fly, and it's a 1-run game. Batting for the Cardinals, Brandon Donovan. He's 2 for 3 in the game. As we mentioned, all he needs is a sac fly. Here's the pitch from Kevin Gosman. Swing and hit to center, a base hit. Brandon Donovan has made it a game as the Cardinals score their 3rd run in the inning, and just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. That's all it takes, 1 bad inning. The Blue Jays had their inning. The Cardinals are now having their inning, and we have ourselves a game late, 4-3. And Gausman's still in trouble. A man at first, still only one out. The pitch. And Burleson takes the first pitch strike. That'll at least calm some things down here for a second. 0 for 3 in the game. Burleson will definitely try to break that here with a man at first and one out. The pitch. Swing, hit to left field, but Joey Loperfido has room. He'll move in and make the catch for the second out. So Cardinals with 3 in the inning. It's 4-3. Top of the 7th here in the season opener between the Blue Jays and the Cardinals. Batting for the Cardinals is Paul Goldschmidt. He's 0 for 3 in the game. Also a heavy hitter if you give him the right pitch. Here it comes from Gausman. In there for a strike. Goldschmidt liked it but didn't swing. Let's see if he attacks this one. He does. To right field. Addison Barger trying to find it under the lights. He will. But the Cardinals strike for 3. They're right back in this thing. It's 4-3. We go bottom 7 here from Rogers Center. Welcome into the home 7th. Joey Loperfido to lead it off for the Toronto Blue Jays. Ryan Fernandez stays in the game. Just 7 pitches in the last inning to record 3 outs. And Loperfido grounds this. It's right to the first baseman, and there is 4 outs on 8 pitches. As down goes Loperfido quickly here to start the home 7th. The batter is Alejandro Kirk. 1 for 2 in the game with a single and a run scored. And came on the grand slam. When you put pressure on the opponent, you're going to find a way to do something, and the Blue Jays did with Nathan Lucas's grand slam. Here's a soft grounder to the pitcher, on to first, and quickly 2 outs here in the home 7th for the Blue Jays. Back to the top of the order, George Springer for Toronto. 2 outs, nobody on. You can see Fernandez, he knows what he wants to throw here. The pitch. George Springer gives it a ride. Deep left field, it's gone! The second home run of the night, and the Blue Jays get some insurance late. They're back up by 2, it's 5-3. So 2 quick outs in the inning, and then a meatball right up the middle that George Springer is not going to miss. 385 feet and a 113.6 miles per hour. 5-3 Blue Jays, bottom 7, the batter Nathan Lucas. Lucas lines that to right field, dropping and diving but not making the play was Walker. This goes all the way to the corner. Lucas is going to make a turn for third. And now he'll head back to second in a hurry, and he is there. A 2-out double. After a misplayed dive by Walker in right field, and the Blue Jays continue the inning looking to do more damage. The batter now is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So 3 runs given up last inning. A run back, and still going. Swing and a ground ball through a base hit. Lucas is on his way home. The throw to the plate. He'll head back to third. And the Blue Jays first and third here. A great opportunity to blow it open again. The batter is Ernie Clement. And if you're the Cardinals, you need to get out of this right now. Ernie Clement, drive to left field, going back. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. On his way to third is Guerrero, and they've got him by a mile. But the Blue Jays come back and strike for 2. It's 6-3. We go to the 8th. Welcome into the top half of the 8th. Lars Nootbaar to lead it off for the Cardinals. They find themselves down by 3 again. Fouled back into the seats, 0-1. First game of the season for both these clubs, the Battle of the Birds, if you will. Here's a pop-up behind the plate. Kirk, does he have enough room? And he does not. That gets out into the seats. 0-2, the pitch from Gausman. In there! Down goes Lars Nootbaar, another watching strikeout. It's the 8th of the night. and there's one away in the inning for Matt Carpenter. 0 for 3, another guy that's trying to get the bat on the ball in this one. The pitch from Gosman. Swinging a foul, it's 0-1. Nobody on, one out, the pitch. Swinging a drive, that one to right, but it's back into the seats, foul. 0-2 from Gosman, the pitch. That one got away, and it's 1-2, the first wild pitch of the night. Ready again from Gosman. That gets up there, and it's all of a sudden 2-2. The pitch. And just like that, it's a full count. Ready again from Kevin Gosman. Tried to get him chasing. It's not going to work, though. Outside, had an 0-2 count, but 4 straight balls. It's a 1-out walk for Jordan Walker. And just like that, an opportunity to get back in it again. The pitch. Swinging a drive, right field. That will go into the seats, a foul ball. Walker 3 for 3 in the game. You just cannot play with fire, and this is playing with fire. As he watches strike 2, a little bit of a surprise there. You can see his reaction. Maybe he wasn't used to doing that, as here comes the pitch. Swinging a foul back out of play, 0-2. Ready again to Jordan Walker. And it hits him. And Jordan Walker all of a sudden finds himself on base. And the tying run is a pinch hitter, Ivan Herrera, will come into the game for the Cardinals, looking to tie it with one swing. 2 on, 1 out. And Gosman having command issues here. The pitch upstairs, and I mean upstairs, 1-0. Ready again to Ivan Herrera. Ground ball. Clement has a play. He'll go to third. Not in time, and the bases are loaded. And the fans booing here, but what could Clement do? There wasn't much that could have been done on that play because it wasn't hit all that hard. Yeah, slow roller, you got to make a quick decision, and Clement has the play in front of him. But Carpenter, good job running the bases. He'll make it to third, and the bases are loaded for the Cardinals here. And the batter is Pedro Paez. He already did damage against Gosman once today. Can he do it again? The pitch. Swinging a foul back out of play, 0-1. All he needs is a single. You don't even need to go for the grand slam here. If your Paez, a single scores 2 if it's placed well. The pitch from Gosman. And fouled back again. All of a sudden, it's 0-2. Here's the pitch from Gosman, trying to get him chasing. It doesn't work. 1-2. Just like that, you got to be careful. Here he goes again. Outside, 2-2. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a 2-2 count. The pitch. Swung and high fly to center field. Barger's there. He'll make the catch. The throw to the plate. Is it in time? It's not. Sliding in ahead of the tag is Carpenter, and the Cardinals get a run back. It's 6-4. Batting now for the Cardinals, another pinch hitter, Mason Wynn. 2 on, 2 out. And here comes Wynn looking to blow it open. The pitch. In there for a high strike, but he'll take it 0-1. Ready again from Kevin Gosman. The pitch. And he'll watch strike 2. And if you're Wynn, you just cannot watch. You have to swing. If these pitches are coming at you, you cannot take them. Swing and pop to center. Nathan Lucas has to run in quick. It's dropping, and it's down, a base hit. One will score. Into third goes the tying run. It's a 1-run game again. It's a blooper that drops into center field, and it's 6-5. You can see Wynn, he is pumped about that. And so are the Cardinals. Here's Brandon Donovan. First and third, 2 out. Here's Donovan. He's 3 for 4 in the contest. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball. That's going to get through and tie the game. Brandon Donovan comes through clutch. And the St. Louis Cardinals, with a 3-run inning, come all the way back to tie it up at 6. This is just well-played ball. The Cardinals just doing what they need to do to grind away at this Blue Jay lead. And now they're tied, and they're still 2 outs. First and second still for the Cardinals. They're threatening still. The pitch in there for a strike. This will probably be the last batter of the afternoon for Gausman as he's sitting at 93 pitches. And here comes the pitch to Burleson. Swings through that one. It's 0-2. Gausman trying to get out of the jam. The pitch. Hit to left field. Dropping quickly. Loper Fido gets there in time. The Blue Jays strand 2, but they give up the lead in the process. 6-6. We go bottom 8 here from Toronto. Well, welcome into the home 8th. Ivan Herrera moves the shortstop for the Cardinals. Nolan Arenado is now at third. And Davis Schneider is leading off the home 8th as Ryan Fernandez has done an amazing job here today. He'll stay in for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch to Davis Schneider. Schneider gives it a ride to left. It's foul, 0-1. Blue Jays just looking for one swing to put them back in front. The pitch. Ground ball. That gets past the third baseman. Down a base hit. Schneider will have to be quick on his way to second. The throw is in there, but he'll slide in safe. It's a leadoff double to start the home 8th, and the Blue Jays have the winning run right now in scoring position. Batting now, but first a pitching change. John King will come into the game, trying to keep this right where it is as his team came all the way back. And Addison Barger's going to come up here with Schneider at second and nobody out. The pitch. Barger to center. Down a base hit. Schneider could not come home on the play. It was too short. Now he does. And he's stuck between third and second. And he's going to get tagged. And now Barger wasn't paying attention. He's out. What just happened? Confusion on the bases. This comes on a single. And because it's short, he's not going to score. This is back-to-back errors in the same inning. Schneider decides to come home as he thinks they have their eye on Barger. And then Barger is confused between first and second. And there's 2 outs for Jonathan Coissé. And all of a sudden, the Cardinals get out of the jam. This is hit to right field. Dropping fast. A base hit. Jonathan Coissé is going to make a turn for second. He'll have to be quick, and he's in there. And he's hyped about it. But the Toronto Blue Jays cannot be hyped about their base running moments ago. John King. As here comes the try. It's down the line. Fair ball. Got him. Oh, what a close play, but the Cardinals get out of trouble. We go to the 9th. 6-6 here in Rogers Center. Welcome into the top of the 9th. Kevin Gausman will stay. That's what they elect to do here. The pitch. Swing and a pop out into foul territory by the Cardinal bench. Kirk has a play. He'll make it. 1 away. Batting now is Lars Nootbaar. 1 out, nobody on. And now he'll pop. And is this going to be enough room? Kirk underneath. Doesn't have enough room this time. 0-1 on Nootbaar. Swing and a high drive to left. But Loper Fido on the line makes the play. 2 down. Batting now for the Cardinals, Matt Carpenter. Swinging a ground ball to first. And Guerrero is there. He'll step on the bag. Blue Jays coming up. They have a chance to walk it off, or will we see extra innings in this special 2 a.m. game? We'll find out. Andrew Kittredge will come in here in the bottom half of the 9th as the Blue Jays come to bat and look to end the game with 1 swing. And now Alejandro Kirk to lead it off. You know he's not looking for a single here. No, this is a guy with power, and if you give him the right pitch, he'll end the game with 1 swing. The pitch. to left, and he just did it with one swing of the bat. Alejandro Kirk, a walk-off home run against Andrew Kittredge and the Cardinals, and the Blue Jays, after blowing leads consecutive times in this game, they come out on top here tonight in this 2 a.m. special. 7-6, your final score. In the very first game of the year, the Blue Jays come out on top. The Cardinals fall, but what a battle they put up here today. They'll look to even the series sometime later this week when we do another one of these. The Cardinals will look for redemption. But your final score tonight from Rogers Center, one swing of the bat, Alejandro Kirk, and he didn't miss it. The Blue Jays win it of a final score 7-6. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying up with us here this afternoon. We hope you all have a great night.